Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. We're going to look at the ComiXology Unlimited editions for August. Today is August 6th. It's my birthday, and they finally updated. Well, not finally, it is 6 days later. August 1st was what, like last Friday or whatever, but they announced, or I don't know about announced, but they put them on the website. They're here on the app all on the same day, which is kind of different for ComiXology. Usually you're waiting a day or two for them to post it and update it. So, and get everything on here on the app, which is where I like to do these videos because it works a little better on the iPad that way rather than, the Safari browser. So let's dig in. Here's a preview. Death, 1985, Aliens vs. Predator, something called Lodger. So let's dive in. See all. Here we go. Death, the deluxe edition. Neil Gaiman, Chris Bacallo, Dave McKean. 315 pages. This is Death, the High Cost of Living Deluxe Edition. Here's some of the art. Early Chris Bacallo. This looks like it's from the Sandman series, honestly, that I read. I read a couple of these. Collects Death, the High Cost of Living, and Death, Time of Your Life miniseries. Interesting. So I've never read any of these Death series, that's for sure. I did read a couple volumes of Sandman, and I did not grasp the concept, and I kind of bailed after volume 4. So I don't know if we'll check it out. I don't know if I won't. I don't know. We'll see. Marvel 1985, written by Mark Miller, art by Tommy Lee Edwards. This is supposed to be like some kid who lives in 1985 gets transported into the Marvel Universe, or the Marvel Universe gets transported into the real world. Tommy Lee Edwards is a really cool artist. I don't think I've ever read this whole thing, so this is one. I'm going to click borrow there, and it's going to download in the background while I do this video. Aliens vs. Predator, Life and Death. I think this is the Prometheus sequel here, so this has a bunch of stuff. Part of a collection, Aliens vs. Predator. Let's look at this. What is it part of a collection? The Complete Life and Death. So this has other stuff on here, and it doesn't actually tell you what's in here. So I think this has the Fire and Blood, maybe that's part of that. But this is 135 pages. Aliens vs. Predator, Complete Life and Death. So I wonder if that's, I don't know, it's hard to tell. And then, like, why isn't this here? What's in this? Aliens vs. Predator and Aliens, like, I don't know, but let's check it out. You never know. Could be good. Okay, Legion, Trauma. Peter Milligan, Wilfredo Torres. I'm not interested in Legion. I don't get the haircut. I don't get the idea. Apparently, the series on FX is really, really good. Here's a preview of some art here. And it's got the guy from Downton Abbey and stuff like that. I know my buddy Jim has watched it. He swears by it. But I have not checked it out, so I don't think I will check this out. Not a Legion fan. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson and Troy Little. That is interesting. This was made into a movie starring Johnny Depp, so I guess it's a memoir that Hunter S. Thompson wrote once upon a time, and now it's a comic book. So you can check that out. Aliens Defiance Volume 1, written by Brian Wood. He's a pretty good writer sometimes. Check out this art. Art's not bad. Sometimes these Aliens and Predator books, you look at them and you're like, this art doesn't look interesting, or it's too simplistic, or whatever. That doesn't look too bad. Three Guns. I'm going to check this out. So Stephen Grant wrote Two Guns, which I don't know if that's unlimited or not, but it got made into a movie with Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. It's right here in the description. And this is the sequel, I guess. So I don't think I've read the Two Guns book, but I will read the sequel. I like a good cops and robbers, DEA stuff, so that's cool. How many issues is this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks like to be it. Okay, 6 issues. Not bad. Dark Days, The Road to Metal. So I will check this out because I don't know if I'm missing anything. I think I've read everything here. Oh no, select books to return. Oh, I'm at my limit, guys. 50 books. Anyway. Okay, so what's in here? Forge, Dark Days of Casting, read that. Final Crisis 6 and 7, Return of Bruce Wayne, Batman 1930. Okay, I've read all these. I don't need to borrow that. But if you want to read metal, you could read this. I kind of didn't understand all that was going on, so I do need to reread these Forge and casting specials before diving back into the metal series. Deluxe edition. This is all... Yeah, see, I already have these. Director's cut. Metal number 1, I own that. They have a director's cut of number 1. Wow. But I have all these Red Death, all these different things. These are such a cool story. All these alternate Batmans that came and messed with everything. Hawkman Found, and then we go into what is that? Metal number 4, 5, 6, and 7. Boom, boom. Dark Knight Rising: The Wild Hunt. Well, that's on ComiXology Unlimited. That's weird. Okay. James Brown, Black and Proud. Xavier Fauthu. That is a French name. It is hard to pronounce. Good luck. Not a bad interpretation there. If you have not seen the Get On Up movie with Chadwick Boseman, you need to watch that. That was really good. Dark Horse Presents some here. 1516 Comic Book History of Comics. I think I tried reading one of these before, and it was just like, it is a really, really dense book. Like, look at all this text, I'm trying to read for fun sometimes, and something that dense I was not that interested in. I think this is the second volume. I could be wrong. Maybe it was something different. Let's keep going. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Volume 1 over here. Coulson. And I believe it's Coulson. Some people pronounce it Coulson. And I'm like, that's not the guy's name. But written by Mark Guggenheim. It's not bad. He's a good writer. He is leading up the head show. Okay, so here's all the Marvel promo stuff. Carnage, Volume 1, The One That Got Away, Jerry Conway, Mike Perkins, Mike Del Mundo. This is, I don't know if I read this. This is some Mike Perkins art right here. Interesting. Maybe Mike Del Mundo did the covers. He's back. Cletus Cassidy. So they've done a bunch of like Carnage miniseries over the last couple of years, so it's hard to tell when this came out. So this is 2015, 2017. And how many issues is this? Jesus. 8? 10? Oh, there's a volume 2 that's also on ComiXology Unlimited. Holy cow, dude. 16 issues. So this entire series is on ComiXology Unlimited. And it's all drawn by Mike Perkins. You know what? I like Mike Perkins. I'll have to check that out. Volume 3. It's 3 volumes on ComiXology Unlimited. This one I have read. Carnage, Family Feud, Zeb Wells, Clayton Crane. If you are not a fan of Clayton Crane, I implore you to check it out anyway. He's a really cool all-digital artist that does everything on the computer. He's got this really interesting style where everything is like, it looks plasticky and rendered, or super rendered, obviously, but it is a really, really cool style. So I implore you to try it out. This one was cool. This is like when he comes back, and then there's like Carnage USA, which takes place after this. And he comes back and fights some things, but Clayton Crane's been doing these Carnage and Venom stuff for a while. I think he did like the Toxin series, a whole bunch of stuff. Really, really excellent. All right. Axis, Carnage, and Hobgoblin. I don't know if this is good or not. I don't think I've read it. Collects Axis, Hobgoblin 1 through 3, and Carnage 1 through 3. So Axis was this event with Marvel where they flip-flopped the heroes and villains. So if you were a hero, you became a villain. If you were a villain, you became a hero, and vice versa. So this is probably Carnage doing good, being a hero. I don't know. It's a concept. I don't know how it works or not. Skylanders, Samurai Jack, what else here? Godzilla comics, Goosebumps, Star Trek, Green Lantern, The Spectrum War. This could be interesting. Written by Mike Johnson, Angel Hernandez, Stephen Molinar doing art. So this looks like this energy spectrum in Blackest Night going into the Star Trek universe with Kirk and Spock. That sounds like a cool concept. There's Larfleeze there. Look at that. This is okay. So this is new Trek, the Chris version, not the other one, because there's young Spock and one of Chris is not Chris Pratt. The one that's not in the Marvel movies. He plays Wonder Woman. I can't remember his last name now. This says Greg and Eric Bear, but it doesn't say Jurassic Park. Eric Bear, Greg Bear, Jeff Darrow. What? Okay, now you have my attention. Let's go into one of these issues and look at the art here. That is not Jeff Darrow art. Did he just do the first issue? It says art here by Jeff Darrow, but I'm not seeing it. I'm going to pass on that one. Magic the Gathering Volume 1. What else is on here? Here's the single issues. Final Crisis 6 and 7. So yeah, this is what's in this Dark Days Prelude to Metal. Some Aliens issues. So you always got to scan through the bottom because they bury an interesting trade in here, like this Carnage Volume 2, Carnage Volume... Actually, let's go look and see if those are actually listed as unlimited. Yes, they are. Here you go. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. So, limit your borrows and borrow those instead of the individual issues. Magneto. I didn't talk about that, but I read some of this. It was pretty good. So, it looks like there's, there you go, four volumes on Unlimited. That's good. There's only 4 volumes on the entire series. So you can go read this Cullen Bunn Magneto series, which I did read, and it was very good. So I highly recommend this. Go read this Magneto series. The art's interesting, a little simplistic style, but it's got some grit and got some teeth to it, as you can see. Really interesting. I liked it. It's a couple years old, so... 1985, single issues, Aliens, Drive, Frankenstein Alive, G.I. Joe, Godzilla, Joe Hill's Thumbprint. Was that on there? Judge Dredd. Some more Judge Dredd. Low Lifes. Onyx. See, here's a trade. Chris Ryall, Gabriel Rodriguez. What is this? This looks like a sci-fi story with some cool armor. Could be cool. Never know until you try it, guys. Spike vs. Dracula. There you go. So yeah, that's ComiXology Unlimited new editions for August. And let me know what you guys are going to pick up and read. And I will have to go through some of my borrows or start reading them before I borrow some of these. What's interesting, though, is that I borrowed, we'll go to my books here, this one, Batman, Death in the Family. And it was added to Unlimited in the beginning of July, and then they had it as leaving Unlimited August 6th. Sure enough, today rolls around, it's no longer available to borrow on Unlimited, but because I have it in the actually downloaded on my device here, it's still available for me to read. I can take forever. I can even delete it. Here, we don't do return, we do sorry for the yawn. We do remove from iPad. See, selected, let go, remove from iPad. So I just freed up some download space, but I can download it again. Boop, there you go. That is the cool part about ComiXology Unlimited. Once you've borrowed the book, it's technically there in your collection even if it's not on your device. So that is a nice feature. I hope they never change that, because I would never read anything I borrow, basically. Here's why I'm out of space. I have all these issues of The Boys, these volumes of The Boys to check out. Let's talk about The Boys. So, The Boys on Amazon, I did a review, and the good news is The Boys is on ComiXology Unlimited. So, what's on Unlimited? Let's check it out. The Boys Omnibus Volume 1, which when I downloaded it and borrowed it, I looked at it, and The Boys Omnibus up here in the top corner contains Volumes 1 and 2, the name of the game, and Get Some. And then Volume 3, 4, 5, 6 are on here. So you're wondering how many issues is that? The first 38 issues, I think, as well as the Hero-gasm miniseries is on this We Gotta Go Now. I could be wrong. So yeah, let's explore. Let's go to The Boys, the full listing. Boom. So here's everything on Unlimited. Omnibuses, I guess they've only added 1 and 2, 3 and 4 coming out. I don't know how many omnibuses there are, but there are 12 volumes of the regular 5 or 6 issue trade paperbacks. So really, you can read for free the first half of The Boys. So the first 30 issues or so. There's 72, I'm sorry. So yeah, that's not a bad thing from ComiXology Unlimited. And then if you enjoy that, you can go download the rest and go from there. So anyway, those are my picks. Check them out. And as always, we will see you guys in the funny pages.